G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another Throwback Thursday edition of a Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in today's lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play Yellow by Coldplay. Now in this video, I'm going to teach you two different ways of playing this song. The first way will be the studio recorded version that has the guitar detuned. So it's going to be a bit more difficult. But I'm also going to teach an easier version where you don't need to detune your guitar, you'll just need a capo. And this version will probably be more suited for the beginners out there because there's easier chord shapes as well. So anyway, let's get stuck into the studio version. And for the studio version, you won't need a capo, but you will need to detune two of your strings. The first string will need to go down a semitone. So I'll go down to a D sharp or an E flat. So that's what the first string should sound like now. And the other string that we need to detune will be the D string. So that D will go down to a B. So we'll detune that. And now your fourth string should be a B. It should sound like that. So we have E, A, B, G, B, and then D sharp or E flat. Before we get stuck into the chords, I'm going to show you the strumming pattern that is used basically throughout the whole song. So it's nice and easy. We keep this strumming pattern consistently throughout the whole song, and then everything else we need to worry about is just the chords. The strumming pattern will simply go like this. Down, 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 up. All the down strums will be eighth notes. So if I'm counting along, it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... One other thing to note is that on the 2 beat and the 4 beat, we should accent our strums. What I mean by accent is just strumming those strums a bit harder than all the rest. So again, on the 2 beat and the 4 beat, we need accents. So it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that's the strumming pattern we'll use throughout the whole song. Really nice and easy. So let's get stuck into the intro of the song. For the intro of the song, we just have 2 chords. Our first chord is going to be a B. Now for this B, you're going to take your index finger, place it on the 7th fret of the 6th string. Your ring finger will go on the 9th fret of the 5th string. And your middle finger will go on the 8th fret of the 3rd string. You're going to leave your 4th string open, as well as your 1st and 2nd. And that's our B chord. Now from this original B shape, all we need to do to get to a B at 11 is to take our pinky finger here and place it on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. And that's B at 11. Now here on the annotations, you'll see where exactly that B at 11 needs to go in terms of the strumming pattern. So we're going to play the first B for one whole bar, and then in the second count of 4, this B at 11 is going to occur on the end beat after the 2. So it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you just play that twice. So the intro will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we get to the interlude instrumental section. And we just have 4 chords here, so really nice and easy. We have the B chord that we just already learnt, and we're going to play that for 2 strumming patterns. Then our second chord shape is an F sharp 6. To play this F sharp 6, pretend as if you were playing a major bar chord on the 2nd fret here, like that. But instead of using your index finger for that bass note, we're going to use our thumb. So our ring and pinky finger will go on the 4th fret of the 5th and 4th strings. Middle finger will go on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and our index finger will go on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And we're going to leave the 1st string open and use our thumb to reach over and play the 2nd fret of the 6th string. So that's F sharp 6. Now if you can't quite get that bass note with your thumb, that's okay. You can just play from the 5th string onwards. And it's going to sound fairly close. Obviously, it's more ideal if you can get that bass note in, but that will sound okay as well. So that's F sharp 6. Then we go to E major 7 for our 3rd chord. To play this, you'll take your middle finger, place it on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and your index finger will go on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. And then you'll just strum all the strings and that's E major 7. And then our fourth chord is back to this B shape here. So you're going to play each chord for 2 strumming patterns, and the instrumental interlude section will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we move on to the verse, and the verse is quite similar to that interlude section, except it's just a 3-chord chord progression. We start on this B shape, then we go to F sharp 6, then we go to E major 7, and then we just repeat that over and over again. So the verse will just sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we get to our pre-chorus, and it's really easy. It's just 3 chords. We start with this B, and then we're going to play a B at 11. So just take your pinky and place it on that 9th fret of the 3rd string, and then we're going to lift it and go back to a normal B. These 3 chords are going to be within the space of 2 strumming patterns. So here in the annotation, you'll see where each chord needs to go. This first B will be played for 1 whole strumming pattern. Then on the 1 of the next strumming pattern, you'll be playing the B at 11. And then on the 3 beat, you go back to the B. So the pre-chorus will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it for the pre-chorus. Then we get to the chorus, which has 2 lines of chords. Our first line of chords will start with E major 7. Then we're going to go to a G sharp minor. Now to play this, you're going to put your index finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Your ring finger will skip a string and play the 6th fret of the 5th string. And then your thumb's going to reach over and play the 4th fret of the 6th string. And the 4th, 1st and 2nd strings are just open like that. So that's G sharp minor. Now if you can't reach over and hit that with your thumb, that's okay. You can just play from the 5th string onwards, like that. And it'll sound quite similar, but not as powerful as hitting that bass note on the 6th string. And then our last chord is the F sharp 6. Now that line of chords is repeated 3 times. And those 3 chords will be within the space of 2 strumming patterns. So here on the annotation, you'll see where each chord needs to be played. So the E major 7 is basically played for 1 strumming pattern. Then we go to our G sharp minor, and then we go to the F sharp 6 on the end beat after the 2. So that second bar sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Notice how I change on the end beat after the 2. So that full line will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you repeat that 3 times, and then second line of chords is just the E major 7 by itself. Play it for 1 strumming pattern and then end on a down strum. So the second line by itself will just sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And the full chorus sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's it for the chorus, and then structure-wise, after that we have another interlude, another verse, another pre-chorus, another chorus, another instrumental, and then we get to the bridge. Now the bridge is just going to be the same as the verse. Then finally for the outro we have 3 chords. We start with the B, then we're going to go to an F sharp minor 11. play this, you'll take your middle finger, place it on the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Your ring and pinky will go on the 2nd fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. And your index finger will go on the 1st fret of the 1st string. You'll be playing the open 2nd string, so be sure to let that ring out. But the 5th string should just be muted, so you can use your middle finger to just lie across it so it doesn't ring out whilst you're pushing down on the 6th string. And that's F sharp minor 11. You're going to play that for 2 strumming patterns, and then we're just going to end on the E major 7 chord. So the outro will sound like this. Now if you want to see the full playthrough of this studio version, then just continue to the end of the video where I'll be doing the full playthrough and you can practice and play along too. But if you want to learn the easier version of playing this, that doesn't require you to detune your guitar, then just keep watching. Alright, so now I'm going to teach you the easy way of playing this song. And all you'll need is your capo on the 4th fret of your guitar. You won't need to down tune, so your guitar will just be in standard tuning. So let's start with the intro. And for the intro, we're going to have 2 chord shapes. Our first one will be a G, and we're going to play this using our ring finger on the 3rd fret and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And you're just going to play up until the 2nd string. We won't want to hit this open 1st string. So you can just use your index finger to mute that if you want to. Like that. So that's our G shape. And then our second shape is a G add 11. So to do that, we're just going to take your index finger and place it on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So that's G add 11. The strumming pattern throughout the song is going to be exactly the same as what we had for the studio version. So it's just down, 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 up. Or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and where you have the accents on the 2 and the 4 beat. So for this intro, you'll see here on the annotation where the G add 11 comes in. And that's going to be on the end beat after the 2 in the 2nd count of 4. So it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you just repeat that twice for the intro. Now we get into the interlude / instrumental part, and we just have 4 chords here. We start with a G chord. And then our second chord is a D6. So to play that, our middle finger will go on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and our ring finger will go on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And we're just going to play these 4 strings. Then we have C major 7, and then we go back to our G chord. So those are the 4 chords, and we're going to play each chord for 2 strumming patterns. So the instrumental break will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, I'm going to quickly show you a way where you can actually play the lead part in that instrumental section at the same time as the chords. So what you'll do for the first chord is you'll play a G add 11, but as soon as you hit this first strum, you're going to hammer on with your pinky onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, like that. And then you'll play a full strumming pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then on the next strumming pattern, on that first down strum, you're going to pull off that 2nd string back to the 1st fret from the 3rd fret. So you'll strum and pull off. First strum of the first strumming pattern was a hammer on. Now the first strum of the second strumming pattern will be a pull off. And that full G will sound like this. When you get to your D6, you're going to play this for 1 strumming pattern. And then on the second strumming pattern, you'll pull off your ring finger like that. So the first strum of the second strumming pattern will be a pull off with your ring finger to an open string. So the D6 will sound like this. And then with the C major 7, the first strum and the first strumming pattern, you'll take your index finger and you'll hammer on onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string when you hit that strum. And then the first strum of the 2nd strumming pattern, you'll pull that index finger off back to the open string. So the C major 7 will sound like this. And then you'll play that G chord again using the same hammer on and pull off using your pinky finger. And altogether, the instrumental bit with the extra melody will sound like this. Then we get to the verse, and it's very simple. We just have 3 chords. We have the G, then we have D sharp 6, then we have C major 7. And you're going to play each chord for 2 strumming patterns. So the verse would just sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 3 and 4. Now we get to the pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus is just the G, and then we go to G at 11, and we go back to the G. Again, up in the annotation here, you'll see where the chords are going to change. So you'll play the G for 1 strumming pattern, and then on the 1 beat of the next strumming pattern, you'll go the G at 11, and you'll go back to the G on the 3 beat. So the pre-chorus will just sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it's all a matter of just putting your index finger down to get that G at 11. Now we get to the chorus, and there's just 2 lines of chords here. Our first line is C major 7, and then we go to E minor, and then D6. Now those 3 chords will be within 2 strumming patterns, and you'll see up in the annotation here where each chord needs to change. So the C major 7 is played for 1 full strumming pattern, and then we go to the E minor on the 1 beat, and then the D sharp 6 is on the end beat after the 2. So that full line will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then for the second line of chords, we just have the C major 7 for 1 full strumming pattern, and then we end on a down strum. Then after the chorus, we have another interlude, then we have another verse, another pre-chorus, another chorus, another interlude, and then the bridge, which is exactly the same as the verse, and then we have the outro. Now the outro is just going to be 3 chords. We're going to have our G shape, and then we're going to go to D minor, and then we're going to end on C major 7. So the first 2 chords we played for 2 strumming patterns, and then we end on C major 7. So the outro will just sound like this. Alright, so now I'm going to be doing 2 playthroughs of this song. The first playthrough, I'll be doing the studio version. So that's the harder version that I taught you at the start of the video, which has detuned strings. And the second playthrough I'll do will be the easier version that will be in standard tuning, but will require a capo on the 4th fret of your guitar.
and it was called yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. stars, look how they shine for you, and all the things that you do.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this video for Yellow by Coldplay. Perhaps one of my favourite songs of all time, and I'm sure it's the same for many of you watching. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you want to see more lessons and videos in the future, then please hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that little notification bell after you've clicked subscribe, just so you don't miss out on any updates. Make sure you hit that like button, leave your thoughts, comments and questions and requests below, and I'll see you next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.